All right. This is probably the most important thing that everybody needs to focus on. It's not on fancy gadgets, fancy widgets, or anything of the sort. Increasing your sales by 10 times. It sounds great. And of course, it is great, but it isn't as impossible as it may sound, because that sounds like a big number. But when the fleet average across the internet is 1 to 2%, go increasing it by 10 times, well, that puts you up to the 10 to 20% range. And so that doesn't sound spectacular either, although in reality, you have to deal with real numbers on the internet and in your business. That is spectacular. Okay? So that's what we're going to focus on here. What are we going to do to get things moving bigger and better? All right? So we want to convert more of your existing leads to sales. That's what we're after here. It's the one thing we're going to talk about, and that's converting more of your existing leads to sales. The most important thing you have, because um, particularly if you're a 7-minute workout elite syndicate, you have quality leads. So it isn't the leads that are bad, it's us. Are we talking to our leads good enough? That's the trick. That's the real game here. So in 7-minute workout, you have leads coming to you if you're the elite syndicate from solo ads and other high quality sources, and Pure Leverage, if you're using that, um, they provide you a blog to generate leads. And if you're writing about focused things, then you're getting quality leads at your blog. Um, and they provide solo ads in a number of ways in there. And of course, for any of these, you can do any of your own advertising. But you have other lead sources. Craigslist is is excellent leads. The challenge is getting them to see your ad there, and we have ways to do that. Banner ads, PPC, PPV, purchase leads. Now, purchase leads, those things are what's the right word? Uh, if you have a source that you've tested and it's proven for you, then that's fine. But honestly, um, purchase leads are never good as the ones you get for yourself. Never ever. Um, and I didn't know where to go when I first started. And I tried purchasing some leads, and they all turned out to be terrible. And there's some more costly places where you can probably buy some decent leads, but I put that one at the end mainly because I really don't think you should do that. I think you're wasting your money. You get much better results from doing any of the things we said, or using. If you're looking, if you're an Easy Lead Network team member, you have the resources inside your members area. There's under the training, there's a section called 25 ways to get traffic. And there's a resources page in there that gives you the link directly to my traffic Rolodex, which has over 200 sources that I use for a traffic agency. It doesn't mean all of those sources are right for you. However, I can assure you, you have lead sources in there that are right for you. Okay, and that I can't tell you what's right for you, because that all depends on what you're doing and how you're getting them. I'm just pointing out that there's endless sources of traffic resources available to you inside the Easy Lead Network members area. Okay, so now I want to put in another disclaimer right now. It doesn't matter what you are selling. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're an affiliate, you're selling your own product, you're selling manure to farmers, you're selling gears from your factory to somebody else's factory. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The bottom line is these techniques apply to selling to anyone. And of course, we're focusing on our affiliate products, because that's what most of us here do. So I'll be referring to affiliate products, and of course, Easy Lead Network. We use 7-minute workout and Pure Leverage as our primaries. So those will be the words you'll hear me use. But if you don't use those, that's fine. Just it applies to your product you're selling also. So don't get caught up in words. when you're selling, the right words are very important. When you're learning, it's about having your mind open and realizing that lessons, um, despite the fact I said 7-minute workout, that they also apply to you. Let me get that banner off the screen. Forgot that was there. All right. Now, steps to solving your conversion problem. Everybody has a conversion problem. I know it. I've had conversion problems. I consider no matter what my conversion rate is, I have a conversion problem. So, so it's a problem that never goes away because you always want to do better, because if you do better, you make more money. So do we all agree on that? Yeah. So number one, steps to solving the conversions is first to validate your lead sources. Know where your leads are coming from. Is it a good source? All right. So we know if we're in the lead syndicate that they're coming from highly targeted solo ads, so the source is good. If you're buying the solo ads inside of Pure Leverage, you know those are highly targeted solo ads, so those are good. If you're like me and you have a blog up, if your blog talks about making business, you know the people reading it, they keep coming back, are highly targeted, so the source of leads is good. All right, but we can go back to the one that's likely to be bad. Let's say you purchased some leads that they said were opportunity leads. Well, maybe that source was not so good, and that could be your problem. But I'm going to assume that you're using one of the methods that we talk about being good, and we know that it's good. Then the next step is establishing rapport. Okay, and being able to engage them, establish that, the old know, like, and trust thing. That's pretty important. And then the follow-up. This is actually the step where most people are failing. And the follow-up is actually, even though it's easy to get follow-up to people, the follow-up that people respond to is actually the hardest part for people to learn. I can get you traffic all day long. I can get you as much as you want. I can get you highly qualified traffic simply by filling out a form on a traffic site and telling it where to go. Okay, that part is easy. Establish rapport. That's actually relatively easy too. The challenge is getting follow-up that gets response. And then after that, some people actually start getting a response, but they disappear. So don't disappear. You got to be there. Obviously, one of the ways that I make sure that I stay here is as I try to have webinars when I can. And of course, I'm doing videos constantly and things like that. But we'll start looking at those things here in just a moment. All right, let's get this next slide up. All right, so validating your lead sources. I already kind of mentioned this, but it's always worth emphasizing. 7-minute workout, they provide you highly targeted ads, the same ads that they're using to generate leads for the company independent of affiliates. It's exactly the same traffic. So it's good to know they're buying traffic that they have a vested interest in as well. Pure Leverage, the same thing. Those solo ads being sold through the back ends there are high quality solo ads. Your blogs, if you're blogging about money opportunities, marketing tools, and things like that, then the people reading it are highly qualified leads, and if they sign up with you. The other lead sources, of course, a lot of it's either in the wording of what you write, or, for instance, placing your banners in the right place inside of the EasyLead network. You have a complete listing of banner sites, and even on the Rolodex, you have even more banner resources. So you have lots of ways to get started with banners and putting them up where they need to be. Pay-per-click, pay-per-view, all is the same. It's all a matter of knowing you have matched your matched your product demographic with the demographic of the place where you're placing your ad. Okay, the demographic of the people buying your product must match the place where your ads are being placed. If the ad is true, then you have highly qualified leads. All right. So let's see. I forgot to mention how do you know the demographics? We actually cover that inside the Easy Lead Network, but it's worth mentioning here. Let's say you're placing a banner ad, and you see a site where you want it to show up, and you're not positive if it's a demographic match. Well, the demographic for um, opportunity seekers is 35 to 65. Um, it usually has high school or above, usually making an income of 50 to 75,000 or more per year, and slightly more men than women, and most often they are married, slightly more married than single, slightly more have kids than don't have kids. Okay, that's your demographic for the opportunity market, which is when you're trying to bring people in as resellers, that is your market. So remember, you could possibly have two markets with a product, especially one like 7-minute workout, for instance. You, you have a product you can sell, so that's a different market. That's for people. The product you could sell without the opportunity would be for people looking for fitness products or fitness training courses. All right, but to bring in resellers, you're looking for people who want to make money using the internet, want to have their own business. Okay, those are two very different advertisings. Okay, do not try to do both together. It won't work. Um, so we, and I mentioned that because one thing people do with 7-minute workout is they think they can't show they they go looking to match a demographic, and they choose a demographic related to fitness when they were actually looking for resellers. So it should have been the demographic related to opportunity seekers. And so when you do that, you're going to fail with your lead generation because you got bad leads. Even if they do sign up, you probably got a bad lead. So you got to make sure you match that demographic. All right. So let's go on rapport. Hope or hustle. Establishing rapport isn't about just tossing out emails and hoping they sign up. Um, I would hope that you'll apply some level of hustle. That level can vary, um, but if you want to increase your sales conversions, then you do need to apply some level of hustle, and that is for you to determine what it will be. But there's lots of ways for you to do that, and of course I just mentioned some. And as we all know, it starts with emails, and then we have things like phones. Now, once you get a lead, you're thinking cold calls, right? But once you get a lead that's signed up for your opportunity, and if you're collecting phone numbers and you attempt to call them and they gave you a good number, they are not a cold call. They are a hot lead that was asking for information. And if they gave you a good number, it's because they wanted to talk to you. You know, you've done it. I've done it. Uh, there's forms that ask for a phone number, right? Lots of them. Some of them say that it's mandatory. Well, if you really don't want those people to call you, what do? You just make up a phone number, right? I mean, I don't give people my phone number if I don't want them to call me. So if it's required for the form and I want to see what they're offering and see what they're doing, I put in a fake number. And so does everybody else, except when they want you to call them. And then it's not a cold call. And in fact, the best way to engage those type of calls is just that call them and let them know that, hey, I saw you signed up with my team, and maybe you're looking for more information, or I'm not sure what you'd like, but I'd like to help you. I'd like to see if there's something I can do to help you get started, or if there's something else you may need to know about that I could explain to you in a couple minutes. And you can make a call as simple as that, not offering to sell anything, just offering to help people. That is not a cold call. because it was a call that was actually asked for. I like to give out my Skype, and that works just fine in place of the phone. Um, the Pure Leverage, if you're using Pure Leverage, you have a conference room that you can do two-way video calls, okay? So you don't have to give anybody your phone number, you just have to give them a link. If you noticed, I created a redirect. I actually have two redirects. You could get to this same room with me by typing in meet.wayneshare.com or typing in live.wayneshare.com. When I'm doing a training, I use live. If I want somebody to meet me there, I send meet. Okay, I made two different redirects to the same place so that I can meet them live or do the training live. But you can do that too. The Pure Leverage conference room is a conversion machine. If you can get somebody face to face in the conference room, they come because they want to know more. And when you show up and talk to them, you get like an 80% conversion doing that. Okay, that's no kidding. And so that's where the hustle comes in. Now, getting them into the conference room, that's a challenge, right? That's one of the things that says, okay, that's great when you get them there, but how am I going to get them there? So you're using these other things, maybe video email, maybe video postcards. Most of these backends don't give you a way to collect phone numbers, so you can't just call them. So you have to get their attention somehow. So you just have to start going at them. You have to hustle. And there's a kind of I don't know if you want to call it, an unwritten rule of hustling. When is it too much? Well, my rule of thumb is, and I've actually had difficulty getting to that level. I had fear of that level early on, but I've eliminated that fear. I found that it's 100% true, and that level is the level where you have people writing you emails complaining you email too much. Okay. Now I'm not saying that you're looking to get thousands of people sending you that email. That's not the case. But you want some people writing you emails complaining you email too much, because that means that most of the other people actually aren't that bothered by it. They're noticing you, and when you were at that level, you were probably getting higher conversions. So it may sound counterintuitive to you, but it's not. And this isn't about what you think. This is about your customers taking action. So you have to be aggressive. You have to be very aggressive. You have to be more aggressive than you probably are comfortable with. And when you get to the point you see it start working, you're going to become very comfortable with it very fast. Okay? Be aggressive. Stop thinking about what you like. Marketing is not about what you like. You are a marketer, and it doesn't matter what you like, because you are not selling anything to yourself. You have already bought into whatever you're going to do, and what you like matters not one little bit. Okay, maybe that makes you mad, but I'm sorry. When you are marketing to other people, what you like does not matter. This is about what gets you customers and sales affiliates, okay? And what works is being aggressive. So you're going to have to get over the what you like stuff and start learning to be aggressive. Get to the point, I don't know how many top marketers told me personally, you have to get it to where people are complaining. And I hesitated and hesitated and hesitated on that. But the bottom line was, when I got to the point where they're complaining, that's when my conversions went from the classic 1% to 2% to the 11, 12%. Okay, that's when it happened. That's like the indicator. You know it's going to happen because people are complaining. All right. So model someone getting the results you want. That's what I do. I find people that are doing things, and I take what they're doing, I rewrite them, but I keep the basic idea. I analyze what they're doing, and then I just, in the end, copy it. I don't mean copy it like plagiarize it, take what they do, copy, paste it, and send it. because that generally doesn't work anyhow. People know your voice and know if you're doing the other things, they know who you are. So just plain copying and pasting other people doesn't generally work very well at all. But nonetheless, you still model someone getting results you want. And then follow up as many ways as possible. There's no, as I mentioned, there's no magic pills or push buttons or something that makes all this happen. This is about hustle. Follow up as many ways as you possibly can. So you got the email going. Whatever other tools you may have. I recently, I added in the Easy Lead Network. I added in the Power Lead System funnel, and in the last week, it's only a week old as of making this particular webinar. I've created. I'm going to show you. I've created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've created 10 funnels in 1 week. All right, I could not do that without the Power Lead System. I now have created 10 funnels in 1 week, and that would have normally taken me several months to accomplish. So that's a tool. It's not something you have to use, but it is a tool, and it is something I'm going to use because people are clicking on it and looking at it and clicking the links and taking action with it. I'm getting signups and leads, and it's already starting to move into motion in less than a week of use. Okay, less than a week of use. Videos. The Power Lead System gives me another way to get videos to people, and that's actually where I get video postcards. You have video emails if you're using Pure Leverage. You have video emails. You can send them anywhere. You can send them to individuals, and you can send them to lists, to your lead list. It's totally up to you. So use those things. Don't be afraid of your videos, okay? Be aggressive. Follow up as many ways as you can. So what you have to follow up with right now, well, in the 7-minute workout, the company's following up. If you're an elite syndicate, they're doing actually any lead, it doesn't matter whether you're elite syndicate or not, any lead that shows up in your back office, it gets a 350-day campaign from the company, and it's if you're not haven't put yourself on that list, if you're a 7-minute workout person, you should, so you see what's being sent out. But they are good emails, but they are being sent by the company and not by you. They don't have your name on them. Okay, so that's where things start making a difference. When you start engaging with your name, it actually gets more results. Pure Leverage has built-in message campaigns sent to leads. That campaign is actually sent with your name on it, and it's a good campaign. But you still may want to modify it to get your voice into it. You can even add your own video into it if that's what you would want to do. So the Pure Leverage campaign can be modified, the lead campaign in the lead, not in the autoresponder, but in the lead manager. That campaign can be modified by you. So do it. And then of course you can send broadcasts to that lead in that lead system. And so you definitely want to be doing that every single day. All right. And of course then your own follow-up. So that's you doing it every single day. 7-minute workout. You email your leads and organization in the back office, primarily your leads and your pending affiliates. Okay. Now different programs show you different things. Some don't show you things like pending affiliates. Some you'll capture all the leads yourself and not in the back office. It doesn't matter where they are. Email your leads every day, twice a day if you feel inclined. Don't worry about it until somebody's complaining to you. You're not emailing them enough. So email them. And email them and be engaging. We're going to look at a few of those things here in a moment. But the bottom line was, when I increased the amount of emails I sent through to my leads specifically, that increased the number of responses I got, increased the number of people that were signing up. It took my my sales conversion from the 1 to 2% range to the 11 to 12% range. Okay, and that's big. Because that means then, if you're an elite syndicate member, you're getting quality leads, but the number is probably varying between 13 to 20 per month. And it's like all advertising. It always varies, but the leads are quality. But if at the 1% conversion rate, that means that you could be getting you might have to wait 5-6 months to see a conversion. But if you do the if you do um, aggressive follow up and just constantly going at it, you're going to get response a lot faster, and you're probably going to see that 10% result, which means that each month you would get one out of that 13 to 20, maybe even two. It is possible, but it takes very aggressive follow-up. The company emails are not going to be enough to make the aggressive sale. It is your follow-up that is going to make that happen by you doing it very, very aggressively. All right. So broadcast messages, we already mentioned those. What else do you have available to you? Well, we've already mentioned most of these things, but you have the phone, the Skype, the online conference rooms. You can hold webinars. You have the ability to do that, even if only one person shows up. I've even written it in my emails before. All it takes is one of you to be here, and I'll do the webinar, because I'm committed to anybody else that is committed. And if only one of you shows up, then I'll talk to you one-on-one on the webinar. That's fine with me. And some people think, oh, you should feel bad about that. Well, I don't feel bad about it, because that person's going to work with me for a long time to come because I work with them. And so if you take that on that way, then even if you only get one person to show up, maybe the first time you try to schedule a webinar, nobody shows up. And pissed off, and you're pounding on the table, and you're never going to do that again. Only I recommend after you cool down, you change your mind and just try it again and get somebody on it. I used to do webinars, and I have done webinars for some pretty big marketers. And, you've been on these webinars where they're telling you, oh, there are so many people here, it's unbelievable. Oh, you better not leave because you'll never be able to get back in. Well, I can assure you that probably 80% of the time they're lying to you. but that's marketing, okay? They're building up the hype, making you feel like you must be there. Sometimes it's true. There's certain marketers where, well, actually, even the biggest marketers that more often fill the room than others, they still don't fill the room like you might think, okay? Getting people on webinars is not easy, and that's why you shouldn't be worried about how many people show up. If one person shows up, you're working with a team to develop a team, so just engage them if they show up. Let's see what's next here. What else do you have to follow up with? Well, you have lots of tools right at your fingertips, okay? If you want to market on Twitter, then you should be developing Twitter followings and marketing the Twitter folks. Facebook, if you're like using Facebook, then you should be marketing the Facebook folks. Maybe some of you like doing offline meetings. All right, think about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Start a meetup. Okay, remember meetup.com? You could start a meetup. Now, I admit I got a little frustrated with that here. It was beyond my frustration level. I mean, it was workable, but it gave me. I was never great at doing those kinds of meetings, and it got a little frustrating for me that people showing up or saying the number of people saying they're going to be there and not showing up. I was like that doesn't bother me on a webinar, but it sure as hell bothers me when I have to reserve a place out on town and get places set, and that's a bit frustrating. So getting a successful meetup running well takes a little effort, but if you're the kind of person who does that well, you should be doing it because you will convert people. You will convert people like crazy. So that's why it's there. Yes, I don't do it, but yes, many of you can do this very, very well, and you should be doing it. Attending networking events, well, I can assure you that attending networking events is what enabled me to have even closer relations with the people I call my mentors, and have more mentors. In a sense, for free. I mean, of course, it's not free. I had to pay to get to the meetings. So, yeah. But in the end, they're very much worth it. It doesn't mean you're going to them every week. And some people set a schedule like once a quarter, and I don't really have a schedule for it. I just kind of go on a whim. But I do make sure I go to some. And I think the once a quarter thing is actually a better way to do it, and maybe I'll start doing it that way sometime soon, because they are very good. They're very much worth your time. LinkedIn, that's another place that has lots of people. You can even, did you know that you could even export your leads from LinkedIn and import them into an autoresponder that allows you to import leads? Did you know you could do that? Well, you can. I'm not going to show you here, but you can do that. Let's see. All right. Creating videos. Yes, you can. Don't even tell me you can't do videos. Anybody can do videos. There isn't a, there probably is, but I'm going to say there isn't a computer made today that doesn't have a stinking video camera on it. It's actually hard to find one that doesn't, I think. If you bought a computer recently, it does. But the bottom line is, even a decent camera that you stick on your computer or webcam, you can get a decent one for $50. So there isn't much excuse for not having a webcam. So you can say, I don't do videos because I don't have a webcam, so go buy one, and then quit making excuses for not making videos. You can make videos for free on YouTube, by the way. Once you have that webcam, you don't need any software. You just go to record video on YouTube, sit your face right in front of that camera, and start blah, 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 okay? You have a cell phone. It takes videos too, all right? And I got to show you, I just did one this weekend. I actually been ignoring my cell phone, but I just did a walking cell phone video this weekend. I'll show it to you. Facebook, I think you used to be able to record directly on Facebook. I don't think you can do that anymore, but of course you can still upload your videos there. And there's lots of other places that you can capture that capture you sitting at your computer, all right? So that you don't have to have Camtasia, you don't have to buy any expensive software. You can do a capture of you for free. I happen to have this Hewlett-Packard workstation, but I think this camera that's on it comes on their lower price models as well, and it takes a very good video. The software in there works very well. It's included with the computer. All right, so you can also do a search for screen video capture for Mac or for PC, whatever. That's what the blank is. But if you do a search for that, you'll come up with a bunch of free things that you can use for free screen captures. Okay, so you can record a screen presentation. You can do that, and you don't need to buy Camtasia to do it. You can do it for free. I think Macs, if I'm not mistaken, actually have something built in on the computer already. PCs, you probably have to do a search if you don't have something and find something, but it's there. It's free. It works. The Pure Leverage conference room. Did you know you can record that? Okay, so you can just go in there, load up your presentation, and record it, talking to yourself. Turn on the mic and talk to yourself and record it. So if you have Pure Leverage, you can make a desktop presentation simply by uploading it in there and recording it. You know, that's all there is to it. There's no excuse. You have no excuses you can't say that you can't do it. You can only say that you don't want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you're denying yourself conversions. All right? Because the video gets you engaged. No matter how stupid you think you look, I think I look stupid. I think I sound stupid. But get over it, all right? People like being engaged with you. And, you know, how did I get over it? I'll tell you how I got over it. I would record the videos and then just watch myself. And I hated that. I absolutely hated that, all right? Even when I first started recording audio, I would listen to myself, and I hated that. I get used to it, okay? Just get used to it. There's no excuse for not doing videos. It, it, and for conversions, video is very important. It doesn't mean you have to do all these training lessons. I mean, you have the advantage, you can send people right here for all this training, and it's free for them. So that's actually a leverage point for you. But you should have some personal videos. So how am I creating video invitations? Well, I already mentioned that I'm using the Power Lead system. I also use YouTube. I have recorded directly onto YouTube. I use Camtasia. I've had that for a long time, but you don't have to have Camtasia. You don't need all of these things. I just kept buying different things. I use the Pure Leverage video emails. I send those. I actually take the leads, like in the 7-minute workout, I take the leads email from the 7-minute workout, put it into the Pure Leverage video email, and send video emails to the leads. I'm not doing that as consistent as I should, but as I'm getting more and more laid out exactly how I'm going to be engaging these leads, that's coming back into the equation. Now remember, even though I've been doing the 7-minute workout for 2 years for exercise, I actually started promoting it just before, just a month. Let's see, the Elite Syndicate, as of making this webinar, is 3 months old. So I've been promoting it as an affiliate for about 4.5 months. But I've gone from the 1% sales rate to the 10 to 12% sales rate, and it's by doing all these things I'm showing you right here. Okay. I didn't do all of these things. Actually, I did do all of these things to some degree, but I did not do them as aggressively as I do now. It pays off. Okay, that's why I wanted this webinar for you now, because it pays off, and you need to be doing it. All right, let's see. Follow up. Calls to action. Okay, now, this is good because I had this slide in here before. Today there was actually an Elite Syndicate meeting, and I had this slide in here before with different ones in there. But what's his name there? Chris Reed put up a whole bunch of ones that were even better than the ones I wrote. I was like, well, I'm just putting those in here, but that's where I got these from. So some of you, if you were on that call, you will recognize these, but if you weren't, it doesn't matter. Take a look at these. Calls to action must be included in everything you do. Sometimes they're more gentle. Sometimes they're very direct, but they must always be specific, okay? Tell them to do something specific, not just, if you have any questions, call me. That's not specific. Any questions, that doesn't get a response. So some of these things are I have about 4 or 5 of them here. So they're on the next slide, and you'll actually be able to download these slides. But I have you notice how these have specific things for you. So this is leveraging, in 7-minute workout, you have the ability to give away a free trial. So this is leveraging that capability as an Elite Syndicate. In anything you sell, there is something specific about it that you can leverage for a call to action, something very specific. So like I said in the beginning, I'm using the 7-minute workout, but this, just whatever you're selling, if it's cow manure to farmers, there's something specific about your cow manure that you can leverage. So you want to give them a call to action that's very specific. So this is says, I have your free trial set up, right? So I have your free trial. Please confirm by email by responding, and I will send you your login link. So that's a call to action to activate something very specific, right? Very, very specific. There's no question what it is you're asking that person to do. All right, and you see the next one. Did you get your free trial? So you ask them a question like you're trying to help them, and you are, and you're trying to help you too. But please let me know if you were missed or something. That's a little bit awkward, but you get the idea. You're asking them to contact you if they did not receive their free trial information. Okay, and so that's a very soft sell way. Did you get your free trial? Well, if you didn't, please let me know if you missed it so I can get you started. Okay, that would probably be a better way to say that. But you get the gist. You take these things and you want to mold them around in, 1,000 different ways if that's what you want to do. But those are, we got a couple more coming up here. Let's see, it should be on the next page here. If I can get it to pop up. All right, there's a couple more. Don't spend even 1 second confused. All right, this is a more aggressive one. Kind of almost making you feel bad. Don't spend even 1 second confused. Where can I reach you so I can give you a quick overview? But at the same time, this is aggressive, but at the same time, it's also offering help. So you can mold that any way you want, but it's very specific. It's to get you an overview of the program you just signed up for. So you would mention the program, whatever it was. Like for instance, if you're giving away the free trial, if you're confused about the free trial, where can I reach you so I can give you a quick overview so you can start putting that free trial to work. Okay, so be very, very specific, and that even puts a time frame on it. When you go for your free trial, your free trial, you had to pick a username. Okay, that actually bad English. When you went for your free trial, you had to pick a username. What is your username so I can friend you in this? So that's a very soft approach, but it gets a reply. See, the goal is to get a reply because I can assure you that everybody right now, I'd say I'm at about 80% of people that I got a reply from, and I could reply back to. That converted to a sale. All right. There's a couple occasions where it didn't. There's probably a couple occasions where people wrote me and I didn't see their email. So those things happen too. That's one of the problems with email and why you want to engage them in as many ways as possible, because in reality they may not see your email, you may not see their email, and for various numbers of reasons. And then the instant thought is, why are they ignoring me? And of course, nobody ever wants to think about reality that maybe they just missed your email. But you, as the marketer, have to realize that maybe they just missed your email, which is why you want to be aggressive with them as far as emailing them and emailing them over and over again, even on the same things. All right. The next one up here. All right. So how do we learn more? We're almost at the end here. Inside the training center, if you're EasyLead Network, inside the EasyLead Network, that's where all the training is. That's where this webinar will be reposted, is inside the EasyLead Network. So just make a free account there if you're attending this webinar outside of the EasyLead Network. You can get the replay just by making an account there. It'll appear there in 1 or 2 days, depending on how well I did with the recording. And you go to the training tab, you click on the bonus training, and there's a number of topics there. One additional training is Facebook Made Easy. It applies to any business you're doing. It has from the very beginner stuff. Actually, it doesn't have a lot of beginner stuff, but it assumes you know something about Facebook. Under the 7-minute workout and the pure leverage training, it has profitable Craigslist advertising that has a kind of a beginner's module followed up by an advanced, kind of a lengthy webinar, but nonetheless very important webinar because it delivers you very important information on how you can get those leads off of Craigslist. Craigslist has very good traffic. The challenge is getting them onto your page, and this lesson will walk you through how to do that. Okay? What else do we have? Once you have contact, keep his contact. Okay, yeah, don't disappear. That's the final step. That's a big mistake people make. They assume once they got people signed up, they don't need to engage them anymore. And you have a lot of ways to do that as an EasyLead Network member. Of course, you can bring them on these webinars. And of course, if I'm your affiliate sponsor, then I'm willing to participate in calls with them with you. I have no problem doing that as long as we can make the times match. I can't always be perfect, but we can surely try. And you can surely bring, as you know, I am not advertising any links here. This is pure training. So you have the ability to bring people in here and then get them, just sign up with you. They're not going to sign up with me because I'm not even going to give them my link. So if you are a guest here, you should be going back to the person who invited you here and getting in touch with them. But the advantage of the webinars is you bring people in, you show them you have resources to get the training, okay? And people want to know they have something they can use to improve their results. So use the Easy Lead Network as a training resource for your leads. Get them to sign up under you in the Easy Lead network. It's like anything. Many people will sign up in the Easy Lead Network and they'll do nothing. And you can work with them, but you got them on your list, okay? So that's very important in and of itself. And that's what you want. I set up the Easy Lead Network to ensure they got on your list first before they got on the Easy Lead Network list. And it's done that way on purpose because other lead networks, when you capture a lead, they capture your lead. So even if they do nothing, they're still engaging them the same time you are. Where in Easy Lead Network, I set it up. It's probably a little bit more difficult for you to set up your funnel initially, but it allows you to have control of the lead. If it never comes into the Easy Lead Network formally, you have sole control of that lead, and I think that's important. I preferred that way, and that's why I set it up that way. All right, so use the Easy Lead Network as a training resource for your leads. Other resources, the 7-Minute Lead Syndicate, of course. The reason that we recommend that, first, because I know from the email responses I get, I send out emails, and I actually send out 3 or 4 of them in a row saying, I haven't heard from you, I don't see you doing anything, and stuff like that. And I get lots of responses from that. And they all have things in common, all right, which the 7-minute workout actually solves that problem. They've tried many, many things, and they're so confused they don't know where to go, and they have no more money left, okay? Well, usually the simple answer to that is, well, if you're not doing any of those programs and you're having no success, then get out of them and just come into the 7-minute workout elite syndicate, because that's the cheapest place to start, and they start doing all the marketing for you. You can't guarantee your sales, but the whole process actually starts on autopilot for you. You start getting leads, and they start getting engaged. And then through the training, you start learning how to do this more aggressively, and start being able to get more conversions. And then they can add other programs. And of course, inside the Easy Lead Network, we have the most aggressive 100% commission affiliate programs there are, with the matching pay-ups and all that. So those, and of course, they're all tools that people absolutely need for marketing. So they are very, why are they there for me? They're there because I'm proud. I feel proud that people put them to work and make them happen. And I don't go to sleep thinking how many people are going to complain today. That isn't what I do. So that's why it's set up the way it is. The traffic resources, you have lots of them available to you in the Easy Lead Network. You have 25 ways to get traffic. I just added that this past week. You have the solo ad training. You have the Craigslist training. You, of course, now have this webinar. You have in the promotional tools. There's a listing you can download of banner ad resources. And then 25 ways to get traffic. You have my Rolodex, which includes more traffic resources. Which is what was mentioned last there, my traffic resources Rolodex, all right? So you have lots of ways to get going. If you're a VIP Elite Syndicate member of 7-Minute Workout or Pure Leverage, you also have additional solo ad training inside of the Easy Lead Network. All right? Let's see. Pure Leverage, we already mentioned it. They have the monthly solo ad buys, so you can partake in those. I would highly recommend you do that. Hypercycle and the 7-Minute Workout, that's for the Elite Syndicate members. And that, of course, is dependent on your budget. It is buying 500 clicks in a week. It costs $4.97 or something like that. So at the cost per click, that's actually pretty low. It's less than $1 a click. And it costs generally more than $1 a click for that type of lead on any PPC service. So that's pretty low. Marketing funnels, you have lots of them. Inside the Easy Lead Network, you have 8 squeeze pages, 2 reports, and a mini site. Okay, you have 6 that are on 6 squeeze pages are in the marketing tools menu, and 2 are on the promotional tools pages. The 2 reports are on the promotional tools pages. One report has a complete mini site. The Easy Lead Network has the Done For You follow-up email campaign, which is not a shared campaign. When you import it into your Pure Leverage or GVOR responder, it is you own it, so you can change it to anything you want. So you can just use it as a model and change it to whatever you want, or send it as is. The Power Lead System funnel, that's brand new. I want to show you just why you will want to be using this in the future if you aren't using it now. You may not be ready to use it now, and don't worry about that. I am not trying to sell you on it. I am just showing you what the tool is and what I've been doing with it, okay? So let me just, because it's a big part of me being more aggressive with my leads. So let's see, screen desktop I have to do. So these are the, some of these, like this was for this event right here, right? That's a Power Lead System. This squeeze page I'm using, this is generating a lot of leads right now. Power Lead System. All right, Power Lead System. To inform, I send this to leads to inform them of how they get paid. That's what this is all about. All right. Plus, I give away the 25 ways to get traffic. So another way to get them to sign up and kind of a soft sell. All right, and for easy lead network access. And people are signing up from it. I told you I did a webcam. I mean a walking tour. This will go out to my leads. All right, did this over the weekend. So yeah, they look funky, but they work because they personalize everything. Okay. I made this, and it's running on a traffic exchange. Okay, Power Lead System. This is a pretty wacky video, but it's perfect for traffic exchanges because it is outlandish. Here's one. Getting signups using the Affiliate Marketers Maximum Commission web event. So this was a live training. I'm giving that away. All right. Other type of squeeze pages that can be made. This is made right inside of the Power Lead System. All right. So you can make literally anything inside of the Power Lead System. It is very dynamic. I made this. Originally, I made this outside of Power Lead System, but guess what? I could also make it inside of Power Lead System. Another one. This one is explaining the new Pure Leverage to leads. Okay, the new Pure Leverage high-end product. All right, that's going out to leads. So that's how I'm using this and using video to engage the leads aggressively. All right. So that's the that of that. Free lead generating systems inside Easy Lead Network. Okay, so those tools are there because they have parallel systems you can use with your leads. They're free. 20-minute payday, simple money system, easy money network, plug and profit system. I was doing a little work with somebody. I realized today that the plug and profit, to actually use that, it actually requires you to have a GVO hosting account. So the system itself is free, true, but to use it, you actually have to get the GVO hosting account, which for most people that isn't a problem. 60 to 70% of the leads I have don't have a website. They think they have a website, and it's usually something on some free host somewhere, and I'm sorry, that is not a website. Giveaway tools. You have lots of tools in there you can give away, squeeze page generators, training to be given away. So use all of these things aggressively with your leads. Okay, that's the point of mentioning them. Stop focusing on what you don't know. That's important too. What you don't know doesn't matter. It's what you do know, and you know a lot. Start using what you do know, and stop worrying about what you don't know. Worry about what you don't know only in the terms of how you schedule your own training, not in the terms of of marketing. Think about what you do know and use that to market. All right, and you know a lot. Stop saying you can't and start taking action. Be aggressive. Don't be afraid to be aggressive. If you aren't getting enough conversions, evaluate why. Remember what we said in the beginning. I can assure you, it's not because the program sucks, or your 7-minute workout lead syndicate lead sucks, or your solo ad leads suck, or any of that. That's not the reason. Okay. The reason is marketing. The reason is you got to get more aggressive. You got to get more pointed with your calls to action. You got to get more specific and more often engaging your leads. You must go after them as many ways as you can. You must overcome any fears you may have of using audio, video, or whatever. Even if you don't want to use audio to begin with, then make some videos. There's a program called Audacity. You can make videos audios like crazy with Audacity. I think you can even record audio in Windows and in Macs, ingrained software. I do podcasts and I use Audacity. That's a free program. It's at SourceForge, so I think it's audacity.sourceforge.net. That's where you would find it. But you can just do a search for Audacity, and you would be able to find that tool. It's free. It's the closest thing to a professional sound tool there is that's completely free. All right, and I use it for the podcast. That's how I do my podcast. You don't need a fancy mic. I have a fancy AT2020 or whatever the heck it is. I don't know what the heck this thing is called. It looks like a radio station. You've probably seen it on my video or whatever. And I got that because I was doing a lot of webinars for myself and for other marketers. So I wanted to make sure I had the absolute best sound, but it isn't necessary to get yourself started. Okay, if you have to, don't even be afraid to use the built-in mic in your computer. That's definitely not the best one. I would recommend at least getting like a USB desktop mic or something like that, or a headset mic that doesn't cost too much. Those can be bought for about $25. And using something like that, because those won't get that echo room sound in them and that sort of stuff. But don't be afraid to talk. Listen to what other people say and do it. You're going to see me do. I'm not much of an outdoor video guy. Okay, I never have been. So I broke the ice this past weekend. I showed you I just made that walking, what do you call it, mobile phone video. And I'm going to do probably a few more of those to engage my leads. Because, they do actually catch people's attention. So don't hesitate to do them. All right, questions? I haven't seen any questions in there. Any questions? Any questions at all? Because we're at the dead end. What are you going to do to take action is the only question remaining now.